Uh-oh.
We're live?
Oh, hold on.
What's coming up on my...
I'm going to give it a second. Video.
Hit it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of December 23rd, 2022. As always, I'm Caleb Black. This is Luke the Big Dog Williams, along with our in-studio producer, the mighty Max Fury, our in-studio editor, Big Bad John, and our newly instituted HBNC of Pro Wrestling Throwdown, Sweet Tea, and we are live. It is almost Christmas Eve. I don't know.
There we are.
I don't know what that face is for. Anyway, what is your face for? Luke, how's your Friday night? It's not Sunday.
It's day after.
Yeah, you were going to fuck it up, weren't you? 2 minutes in.
Merry Christmas!
Not quite Christmas yet, but we are on the home stretch. Hold on here. Why
Christmas
am I not?
every day when I wear this hat. That's right.
Hold on. I think I got a different stream too. Here, you vamp for a minute. Let me.
I'm vamping all kinds of vampires and stuff.
I wish you wouldn't.
No, we're going to have a pretty good show today. We're going to do some stuff a little backwards. We're going to actually get into the birthday portion of the show early.
There we are. There we are.
And do the birthdays, and then we're going to get into the third annual Pro Wrestling Throwdown
Awards. That's
show.
right. For the last 3 years of the show, at the end of the year, we give out our year-in awards. Some of them are funny. Some of them for us. Some of them are for you. So we hope you all are ready for that. It's going to be a really fun show. Max, how's your Friday night?
I'm doing good. It's the day before Saturday, which I believe is Christmas Eve, right? That's when that fuck comes down.
That's when that fat bastard starts breaking into people's houses and leaving stuff.
Now, hey, y'all don't want presents. Come to my house.
He's not like the drug addicts in my neighborhood where they break in and take stuff.
Santa leaves things. It's different.
That's right. Big Bad John, how's your Friday night?
My Friday night's going great.
We're rocking and rolling. Everybody made it out of the snow okay. If you're watching from abroad, well, first of all, tell her I say hello. Second of all, already. Anyway, we had a big snow here.
Yes,
last
we did.
night. Got down to I think -3 or 4, which the real feel was -32.
Which
unless you live in my house, which was -60.
Ridiculous.
But that's okay.
It's ridiculous.
I think right now it's about 3 degrees. Feels about -15.
Yeah, none of that matters. I don't care about the real feel. I don't care about the real. If it feels fucking -50 degrees, it is -50.
First off, it's cold. I don't care what the numbers are. It's cold.
Cold.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's like those bastards in Arizona who's like, it's a dry heat, motherfucker. It's 104. Ain't nothing dry about it.
Well, it's dry, all right.
It's gross, is what it is. All right, so we have a lot to go over. Well, not a whole lot. We don't have a ton as far as news this week. Because, frankly, we wanted to give enough time for the awards and for the birthday segments as we could.
Also, SmackDown this week should just be airing right now.
It should. Yeah, we could do live updates of that if we wanted to.
Yeah, we could. We wanted to do this before Sunday, of course, because everyone's going to be indisposed, doing family and whatnots, and cookies and cakes.
Cookies and cakes and pies and stuff.
So we wanted to throw up our annual before January. Usually we do it the first show of January,
yes.
But I figure the next week's Raw is a best of show.
Yeah.
And the next live show isn't until the 30th.
Yeah.
So I figured why not we just hit the award show out just a smidge earlier than we usually.
I'm clearly on board. So let's, I guess, do a little bit. What's up, boy?
What's up, nerd?
Love you.
Weather
Jessica
sucks
Logan,
here.
weather sucks here. Well, you're right about that. It sucks pretty much everywhere.
Yes.
All right, so we need to get into. I guess we can do a quick recap of what happened on Raw. Talk a little bit about Dynamite. SmackDown's currently happening before we hop over to.
Yeah, okay. We'll start with Raw with the return of Bronson
Reed, baby.
Thank you. I love my Yoda hat too.
Yeah. Yeah, so we had The Miz versus Dexter Lumis in a ladder match.
Yeah, that was not shown on Hulu's stream of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. And they've been building this match. Love you, miss you too, buddy. Was not shown What was I trying to say? Okay, so they've been building this match. Remember, we had a pay-per-view earlier this year.
Yes.
Where we had an advertised match between Dexter and
Survivor Series.
Hold on 1 second. Deal with this.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, Bronson Reed come back, help the Miz win the what do they call it, all or nothing ladder match, which was all the money he was supposedly had to give Dexter. They put it in 2 cash boxes up and had a ladder match.
Really wish they would have shown the...
Bronson Reed, of course, makes his return. We all said before Bronson Reed was cut the first time that he was the modern-day Bam Bam.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that Shawn Michaels had that eye on somebody that is that affordable. It's a hell of a get. Really a really hell of a get.
Yeah.
Especially for Monday Night Raw. And here's the deal. The Miz is notorious for getting people over.
Yes, he is.
It started with Alex Riley. Then it was Damian Sandow.
Yeah.
Then it was Tommaso Ciampa here recently. I mean, everybody, Johnny Drip Drip is...
Yeah.
What is he, by the way, Max? What was Johnny Drip Drip's handle?
America's Most Wanted?
That's it. That's the one. I'm sorry I even asked. But yeah, I mean, it's a good spot for him. It's high praise. If the Miz has got attached to you, you're nowhere but going up.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like Big E Langston and Dolph Ziggler's relationship when they come in. Bronson Reed can be everything that the roster needs.
Thank you, Janelle. Janelle says my favorite people on YouTube and off YouTube. Love you, boys.
Love you.
She's a good man, too.
Well, that's all right.
We're all a little crazy here.
Yeah.
But let's see. Bronson Reed, we had an Alexa Bliss heel turn during an interview with Bianca Belair. Everything started friendly at first. She said the only reason that you're still champion...
Love you too, Wyatt. Sorry.
Is because I haven't challenged for the women's championship.
Yeah.
Bianca Belair was, of course, on the EST. Put the EST in WrestleMania. Same old that she usually spills.
Yeah.
As she goes to get up to leave, Bray Wyatt's butterfly shows up behind Alexa Bliss on the screen. She grabs a giant vase full of roses, busts Bianca Belair in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. Everything that a lot of people feel that they're botching with Bray Wyatt on SmackDown, they're doing right with Alexa Bliss on Raw.
Yeah.
They're building her the correct way. They're doing the slow burn. Everybody wants to see it. They're not. Triple H isn't going to give it to you directly off the hammer. We're going to have to wait for the Alexa turn. We'll have to wait for the Asuka turn, the Dexter Lumis turn, because I believe they'll all be a part of the Wyatt Six.
Yeah. I mean, if they would do anything with Bray Wyatt other than
long, drawn
whatever
out.
the hell they're doing, I'm up for it. Give them 6 people, give them 10 people. I don't care. I'm glad that Alexa Bliss is finally getting some play and she's allowed to perform again, but
it was good to see Bray Wyatt get physical this week, though.
Yeah, it was. But and we talked about that too, last week, how it really what is his name? LA Knight.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to call him Maverick or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
But it was good to see him get physical too.
For those of you who don't know, he was Eli Drake at Impact.
Yeah. And we're already, we're a month away from the Royal Rumble?
The Royal Rumble is about a month and a week away.
So let's finally, if he's not going to wrestle at the Royal Rumble, if he's going to go on to Mania, then fucking do it.
Well, there's a lot of rumors for the Royal Rumble card that has come out, including a Hell in a Cell match is being pitched.
Yeah.
Back in the back between 2 sets of competitors. They either want Brood Edge versus Demon Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Which, inside Hell in a Cell, take my money.
Yeah.
And then the other one they've been kicking around is Bobby Lashley coming back and wrestling Brock Lesnar at Hell in a Cell at the Royal Rumble. Which would be huge.
Is that going to lead into Lesnar and Gunther, though, at Mania?
There's rumor that just went through the pipe that Brock Lesnar is who they're expecting to take the Intercontinental title off Walter.
Well, I'd be fine with that.
The Ultimate USA Beast turned him into the farm guy that he's been. He's the epitome of America. Blah, 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 blah. You put him up. You do the Rocky storyline where the old champ thinks he can take that belt from the new guy that no one can touch.
Yeah. And
you get a feel-good moment at WrestleMania. Walter's not gonna pull anything back from Brock Lesnar, and Lesnar don't want you to pull punches. It's gonna be a hard-hitting affair. It's gonna be likened to Roman and Brock at SummerSlam, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's pretty much the gist of Raw. Other than, of course, the opening with Roman Reigns putting the entire Raw locker room on notice.
Yeah.
And invading the Usos, who beat up everybody.
Yeah.
Leading to a match to where Solo Sikoa is now doing the spike.
The spike. Yep.
He's going to continue using the spike, which is the greatest thing. His spinning solo, it looks too much like the rock bottom. Give the man something. If it's the spike, it's the most devastating move in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
A legitimate. If you were to hit somebody in the throat with your thumb, it's game over.
Yeah.
Or you're going to break your hand. One or the other.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, it is the most legitimate finishing maneuver in professional wrestling today, other than DDT.
I mean, there's a lot of wiggle room to say, I don't know, Gunther's powerbomb is pretty legitimate, or...
No. I mean, you could win a street fight.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
in a real situation, it's gaming.
That makes sense. Yeah, well, yeah. Have you ever hit somebody in the throat?
A lot of times.
It's a real quick way to get them to knock off whatever the fuck they're doing.
That's right. That's a reset button.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Monday Night Raw basically saw... hello, Bethany. Welcome to the show. Basically saw the Usos running roughshod. We got the return of Bronson Reed.
Yes.
And I'm trying to think... Oh, we did get the tag match between Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins against the Usos.
Yes.
Which was great.
Yeah.
Which was a great match.
Yeah.
Greatest promo at the beginning when he's like, so glad we're back together as a tag team. Whatever happened? We were such a good tag
to
team.
steal my WrestleMania spot. I was going to
No.
wrestle Stone Cold. Yeah, you remember, because I was going to wrestle Austin.
That don't sound
you
right.
came out, you said that you wanted my spot. You remember, come on.
No, I don't remember that. It was great.
You and I could have written
That
promo.
whole bit was hilarious.
Yeah.
It's good to see the Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins thing. Seth, I don't know, man. They're saying that the rumor is now that he's going to get a shot at Austin Theory at the Rumble, and that Cody Rhodes is going to cost Seth Rollins the United States Championship.
I highly doubt that Cody Rhodes.
I don't believe that. I believe, if anything, if you don't want to pop Cody Rhodes right away as champion, because you can build to that, is honestly put the U.S. title on Seth.
Yeah.
Have them battle for the U.S. title, because the United States title was held by Dusty Rhodes and was very prominent as Dusty's belt.
You're right. I mean,
he was a man of the people.
I'm not opposed at all to a Cody Rhodes U.S. title.
Yeah.
Clearly, we talked about that all last year.
And him and Seth together.
Yeah. Into Mania, though?
Sure.
No. I want Cody Rhodes to win the Royal Rumbles.
Well, I know that, but that's not what they're saying.
What's going to happen? I don't give a shit what they're saying.
Also,
it's about me. It's about the consumer.
Also, they're talking. Big E did an interview not too long ago and says that scans won't be done until March.
Yeah.
At the 1 year moment, and he said, "Here's the deal. He wants to get back in the ring, but if his neck's not 100% ready to go, he will not step foot back in the ring." So,
by the way, don't drink, don't smoke.
I mean, with the Randy Orton news a couple weeks ago about him having to have another surgery.
Yeah.
Big E, who was a big, they were both rumored to be big Royal Rumble, and it could still be. This could all be lip service to the fans.
Yeah.
To get it hyped for mystery entrance into the Royal Rumble, but as of right now, WrestleMania season is officially kicked off, and we're going to start losing more members of the roster as we get close. We always do.
Yep. It's going to come, and then we got the new roster cuts after Mania. Everything's going to start downsizing. We'll see who they get rid of this time.
There was a report rumored that Triple H, there's several, there's several rumors and reports out there that a lot of the people that Triple H has brought back are underperforming to his liking. Now, I don't know if that's true or
Triple H
hearsay.
did a follow-up actual interview with Ringside and said that whoever made that report was wrong. He said he's not unhappy with anyone's performance right now. They're all doing exactly what he wanted to do.
Well, good.
So he himself personally dispelled that.
Well, good. I did not hear that part of it. So.
Yeah.
Other than that, the week of wrestling, it's pretty much all we got.
Honestly, we didn't... Dynamite, I watched it, but I really couldn't tell you a fucking thing that happened. Ricky Starks had a promo with Jericho where he said that Jericho used to look like an air fryer. That's about it. MJF and Danielson both had promos about the belt, but honestly, I do not remember anything else that happened. Other than Keith Lee. Hello, Yanni. Merry Canadian Christmas to you.
Maple Syrup Day.
Happy Maple Syrup Day. Keith Lee and Swerve did a thing with a rapper whose name I can't remember.
Rick Ross.
Rick Ross. And on live TV on TBS, Rick Ross looked at Keith Lee and goes, "Man, you a big motherfucker."
Yep.
They did a follow-up interview with Rick Ross. They were like, "How do you feel about having said it?" Rick Ross was like, "I ain't sorry. He's a big motherfucker."
He is, too.
Classic.
It was pretty good.
No, but that's about it. Keith Lee got attacked by Swerve Strickland's new faction of guys.
Yeah, the
which will-
moguls.
Yeah,
or
which will
something
lead
like
into
that.
a new fucking 3-man team versus
Because
3-man team over there.
That's what AEW needs, more factions.
You know what I was just thinking is AEW needs one more title and one more triple threat group.
Cody Rhodes
Whoa!
sucks, just saying.
Block them.
No. Cody Rhodes is the All-American Nightmare and the savior of professional wrestling. That's all I'm going to say about
He
that.
fought for black rights. I saw the video.
Him and Brandy ended slavery. Don't
They
you
did,
remember?
yeah, live on TNT. Yeah.
But that's basically it for this week. I mean, I can't think of anything else of note. We didn't get
No, we don't mean the show's over.
No,
Show's
just
far
just
forward.
that. We got a little bit more follow up about the Sasha Banks financial situation, where the WWE apparently didn't want to come to terms with the money they offered her.
Well, so what she had asked for
Was Charlotte and Becky money.
and Becky money, and she's not worth Charlotte and Becky money. I'm
Hold
sorry.
Hold on, though. She's absolutely worth it if you look at her global market. She's the only one with a Disney deal.
That's cool.
She's got a larger Twitter following.
Will she show up to work, or will she walk out when she's not happy?
She only walked out when she didn't get what she wanted.
Exactly.
Lots of times. I've done it. You've done it, motherfucker.
Hey, first
Don't
off-
you dare
first
sit
off-
here.
First,
Look me in
hold
my
on,
eyes.
Hold on. This isn't about me. This is about Sasha Banks.
Uh-huh.
This has nothing to do with me and my
Okay,
but, refusing to work for $50
but-
and a hot dog.
But here's the other end of that though. She goes to the WWE. She makes them an offer for what she wants to get paid. They don't pay it. So she goes to Japan, and Japan's like, "We'll not only pay you what you want, we'll pay you more than we've ever paid fucking anyone."
I don't think she's worth Becky.
You're out of your mind. What are you talking?
I'm
Who
sorry.
are you right now?
I'm the same grizzled veteran that I've always
Prison
been.
changed you.
Prison changed me. Well, sometimes if you would take me out more.
Well, if you ever bother to dress up. All right.
Says the man who wears a black shirt every week.
Hey, I wear a black shirt every week because one, it's slimming and I'm fat. Number two, I only own that color.
Well, here's the deal, though, man. You don't have a rock and ears hat like this.
No, because I'm
You
a
need
normal
one.
human
You
adult.
need one of these.
There are.
Look at this.
You have a better chance
Look at
of
this.
me
I'm
wearing.
swinging one ear. Look at
You
this.
have better
So cool.
chance of me wearing a red shirt on this show.
You know what?
A navy blue shirt on this show.
You know what?
Than wearing that damn hat.
You
Those
can't-
aren't even. You know what? I don't have time.
Can't
for
even
this.
hear him.
I don't have time.
Can't even hear a word he's saying.
All right, God damn it. So that's basically going to close us up for this week in wrestling.
What'd you say?
I said your hair looks nice.
Thank you.
He could hear me.
I read
I guess we're tossing over to Max.
Well, it's time for everybody's favorite segment of the show, which is weird because it's usually how we end. But we've got the awards
we got the
coming
awards
after this.
afterward. Yeah.
So stick around if this is if this is a funny part. You're not used to laughing or have no sense of humor. Go get a Diet Coke. Come back. Like 10 minutes.
What's going on?
But if you really want to laugh and have a good time, this is where it's at. Max, it's time for birthdays.
And bullshit, Max.
All right.
Take it
Take
away.
it away.
Medley,
You
as
stole my.
always,
I
we
just realized that. Threw it all
start
out.
out with our blood date.
Blood dude.
The head of the table, your tribal chief, acknowledged.
Knowledge, Tribal Chief.
845 days as of today.
Yanni says, I say if John Cena pins Roman Friday, which is happening next week, KB wears the hat. I'll take that bet. However, if John Cena isn't the one who pins, I don't care how else the match ends.
Isn't that happening tonight?
No, it's next week. It's the
Next
last.
week.
It's the last Raw. It's the last SmackDown of the year.
30th. Tonight is the street fight.
I'll wear
right.
the hat on the grounds that John Cena is the one that pins Roman Reigns. If any other finish occurs, any one at all, I want the beard.
No.
No, I'm not getting that.
No, I'm kidding.
I don't want to die
You,
too.
hold on. You will wear a hat to be disclosed the following week of my choosing. Oh, no, it won't be a Cardinals hat. I like my hats. I'm not putting them
I'd
on
rather
his hat.
give you my fucking beard.
So there's your options. You can,
Yeah, I'm game. I'm game.
All right, game on. Be prepared to wear a hat.
I'm not really worried about it. I like hats.
Fair enough.
It ain't gonna be cooler than this one.
I very much doubt that.
And, the Usos are at 525 days
Nice.
as champions.
Hell of a reign going.
Mm-hmm. All right, birthdays. Today is Jamie Noble's birthday. We covered that last week.
Yes, last week he wrestled his
46
last
years
match.
old today.
Right on. 46 years of age.
But our first birthday goes to Rocket Khan
Merry Christmas to
on
you
the
too, Beth.
25th on
Merry
Christmas
Christmas, Khan.
Day.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Rocket Khan, the one that got Kurt Angle in so much trouble.
Ready to get your ass kicked this week?
Hey, in the giving spirit, if you win, cool, it was a gift. If I win, I'm just good. That's how it works.
You wish. Rocket Khan, 48 years old.
Rocket Khan, 47.
Rocket Khan will be 41 years old.
Wow, Angle was robbing a cradle, wasn't
15 years ago, yeah.
Next up,
Happens sometimes.
he? Oh, sometimes. That's Midian.
Was that
yeah,
fucking
it is
Midian?
Also known as
It doesn't matter.
Dennis Knight.
It's Midian.
Dennis Knight, and he was Phineas Godwin of the
He
Godwins.
wasn't the Goblins. Member of the Ministry of Darkness, one of the Undertaker's lackeys in the 1990s.
At one point, he wore a fanny pack and ran around in just a fanny pack.
Just
they called him Naked
Midian.
Midian.
Yep. Man, I couldn't even.
He's a hell of a hand. Don't get me wrong. He was a good wrestler. Southern Justice was a good tag team.
52.
I'm gonna
My
say. 56.
how about 54? Point Caleb.
Oh yeah, I'm so good.
Off one,
I'm so ill. I make medicine sick.
these women got to keep quick convincing you of this stuff.
Well,
Who's next? That's Bart Gunn. That's Butterbean Fish.
Butterbeans. Well, I won't.
He knocked that man out in 13
He
seconds.
did. However, Bart Gunn did get a standing victory over Dr. Death Steve Williams in a real fight. So
Bradshaw as well.
yeah, because Bradshaw's a fucking putt. He's just a big dude as a bullet. Bart Gunn's got to be 56 years. No, he may be in the 60s. I'm gonna say 63.
Bart Gunn, 54.
Good call. You'll be 57.
Nice.
Point Luke on the 27th.
Oh,
we have
so good.
several on the 27th.
See how it sounds?
Next one,
Ooh! Axe.
Demolition Axe.
This is tricky.
Decrepit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go first?
Okay. 76.
I'm gonna say 70, just so I can price his right his ass.
Well, 75.
Oh man, I almost nailed that on the head though, bro.
Almost. Oh, it's only the
It's the
town.
ears.
Yeah, that's what it is. Your ass.
Next up,
The man can Roman Reigns undefeated streak.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Goldberg.
If this was 1998, he would have been the guy to end it.
Now, let's be clear. Goldberg was the absolute second biggest star in wrestling during the Attitude Era. That's fucking inarguable.
yeah.
His return in
Third,
underneath who? It was Stone Cold and Goldberg.
and The Rock.
Goldberg was bigger than The Rock in
No.
the Attitude Era.
Okay.
In the specifically during if
Triple
you look
H?
at who was on the bill, fuck no, Triple H has got to be like 7th or 8th at best.
Taker.
Still not that high because Taker wasn't as big. Taker wasn't as big as Hogan or DDP. That's coming from me, dog. I wouldn't even say Taker was as big as Sting during the Attitude Era.
56 years old.
That sounds right. 55.
I lost my spot.
Good work.
56.
Damn.
He only talks about it every time he's getting interviewed. I'm 56 years
I want
old.
children to watch me wrestle.
And
I
also,
can't wait to beat Bray Wyatt again.
I want to drop the Undertaker on his head in the desert.
Also on the 27th.
Ooh.
On the 27th, we remember Great China, 1969. to 2016.
One of the most
Eighth wonder of the
formidable.
world.
She was 46 years old.
One of the
We
most.
did cover her.
Yes.
We did a deep dive.
Last week. Covered a
Um,
little bit more.
one of the greater tragedies in professional wrestling.
Yeah, 1000%.
They let that woman die.
You know,
But I'm not going to talk about that because I'm not going to give that any more life.
away from the sad stuff.
One of the only woman in professional and WWE history to ever hold the Intercontinental Championship.
Yep.
And she did it twice.
Yep.
She did it twice. She beat Jeff Jarrett, and then her and Chris Jericho were Intercontinental champions. Also, I mean, a cornerstone of DX, a cornerstone of the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
She was ahead of her time because if she was in her prime now, she would be the #1 women's wrestler in professional wrestling.
One of the only female Gaijin to ever wrestle for NJPW.
Yep. And they loved her over there.
One of 4 now.
She was also a school teacher over there as well.
She was.
And it's a shame. Rest in peace, Jenny.
Yep.
All right, moving on to birthdays.
Antonio Cesaro. Claudio Castagnoli.
I'm going to still call him Cesaro. I'll call him Big Swiss. We'll cover it that way.
I haven't written down the Cesaro.
Current reigning and defending Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. 2-time.
Countless United States champion, countless WWE Tag Team champion.
40.
Should have been world champion, but they were idiots.
I'm going to say 43.
I'm going to say 45.
I'm going to say 42.
Damn it! We were close.
He's still in the prime of his career.
Damn right he is. He's at that mark, 36 to 45.
That's a money.
Last one on the 27th.
Zelina Vega.
Aleister Black's woman.
Aleister Black's wife, and the only person who has some sort of dirt on the WWE that they just cannot let go.
Also, I would like to point out Queen of the Ring.
Yes, she is. Was she NXT Women's Champion at one point?
No,
I don't believe she was. Either way,
she didn't spend much time on NXT.
I want to say she's younger. I'm going to be conservative and say 33.
I'm going to go a little over, say 34.
How about 32?
Damn it.
No point.
Keep missing the mark.
Damn.
On 30th.
Normally I'm better at that particular game.
Right?
What?
So on the 30th, we have
Jean-Pierre Lafitte, or known as PCO.
The Mountie. He's the Mountie
No.
who stole...
He's partner of Mountie.
Yeah, the one who stole goddamn Bret Hart's jacket.
Jean-Pierre Lafitte.
That's all you need to know.
Or PCO, former Ring of Honor heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Which shows you why Tony Khan died.
55.
Oh, God, no. 60.
TCO would be 54.
You are
Wow, I thought he was
kidding.
way older.
We are losing our asses this week. Merry Christmas to you too as well, Bethany.
Last wrestling birthday on New Year's Eve.
M-Dog20 Matt Cross, former Anafight Underground alum.
Yep.
AFU Hardcore, rather.
Yep. Called his match against
Well, he certainly wrestled someone.
Jacques.
Jacques Kennedy, that's correct.
Jacques got the win on him.
M-Dog20
Because he's a
is also, unfortunately, the former tag team partner of Teddy Hart as the Filth and the Fury.
Also his partners with Josh Prohibition.
He was Son of Havoc in Lucha Underground.
Yes. He was Matt Cross, his own name in Tough Enough.
Yep.
He's done a lot of things. He's also not as old as that picture makes him look.
No.
Gray hair is just from being a wrestler.
I would say 40.
I'm going to go 41.
How about 42?
Damn.
I knew it wasn't much over 40.
What is the score right now?
It
We're not
is
doing hot.
3-2, and we are going into celebrity.
Who's in the lead?
Luke is 32.
Son of a bitch.
32. Celebrity birthdays. All right. What we got?
All right. Who's up first?
Jimmy Buffett.
That's Margaritaville's mayor.
I've been to Margaritaville.
All you
a
have
couple
to
of
do
times.
is keep it
Between the navigational buoys.
All right.
5
o'clock somewhere.
It's always 5 o'clock somewhere. 67 years of age. That's my guess.
69.
How about 76 years
Son
old?
of a bitch.
And I just want to point out that
flop.
it is always 5 o'clock
Is that
somewhere,
the pop
considering that time is an illusion. It doesn't really exist to be.
Do not start with me. Do not. I do not have the patience.
Don't test me, boy. I ain't said shit.
For you hippies
That's a song
today.
Hold on. Would flat Earth be considered hippie?
I swear
Without
No,
being
no, no, no,
considered-
no.
Who's
The
ever
hippies
grand
know the
creator,
world
I
is
need
round.
to swear on that one of you will not make it to Christmas.
Sad.
All right. Who's up next? On the 26th.
Jared Leto. That's him in his portrayal as the Joker in Suicide Squad. He was also Hephaestion in Alexander. He's the lead singer of 30 Seconds to Mars. He
You're putting that
was
mildly.
in Fight Club. He was in the phone booth with Colin Farrell.
Mhm.
And what else am I trying to think of? There's another movie specifically that I'm trying to remember.
Didn't
He Blade Runner.
He just played
Blade Runner.
Morbius. Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
said.
Blade Runner as well.
Yeah, Blade Runner. I couldn't begin to tell you how old he is. He was also in My So-Called Life in the early 90s. For those of you
45.
that don't remember.
I'm gonna go 45.
I'm gonna 40.
Should have went higher. 51.
Son of a bitch.
It's me.
I should have known he was older. Like I watched My So-Called Life.
Makes it
I
even
love myself.
5 to 2. Luke's lead.
Damn, I'm losing my
Still
ass
plenty
this
of
week.
time.
That's all right.
Also on the 26th.
Who's that?
That is Kit Harington. He played prominently Jon Snow in Game of Thrones. He
What's
was
that?
also in Game of Thrones is the highest rated HBO series ever based on the books A Song of Fire and Ice by George R. R. Martin.
Is David Tennant in it?
No.
I don't give a shit.
No. You know who is in who's in the Proxy sequel? That'd be Matt Smith.
Well, I know I don't.
Who is in fact the superior doctor, you jackass.
He's not.
You are out of your look. You tell me when Good Omens season 3 comes out and how critically acclaimed it is, I will still be watching House of the Dragon with Matt Smith.
Matt Smith.
David Tennant. One
Overrated he is.
a bad guy in one Harry Potter movie. And not even a good one.
Mm.
Well, that's not true. Goblet of Fire was really good. Kit Harington, however, is 36 years old.
Not Robert Pattinson is 37 years old.
Oh, fuck Robert. Don't you bring that fucking...
Jon Snow will be
Vampire.
36 years old. On the nose, Caleb.
You had David Tennant to kiss my ass.
On the 27th.
I wouldn't leave it on just a judgment.
That is
He
Yoshioka.
offended me. yet.
Masioka. I only
Heroes.
remember him from Heroes and one cameo in Austin Powers Goldmember. Whenever
Yeah.
he does the breakdown, he's like, it looks like Godzilla, but it's not.
Those are the only ones that stick out.
Yeah, those
to
are the
me,
only two
but
that I
he's
can
got
remember.
he's in a lot of different
He
shows.
also did all of the translation and for the Japanese dialogue in Heroes himself.
Oh,
When
that's
he
kinda
read
cool.
the original script, he recognized that there were some discrepancies.
Oh,
how
he
the
was in
actual-
Get Smart as well.
And was
Yeah.
he also in Pixels?
I think so.
Possibly.
Man, 52. Heroes
48.
48 on the nose.
Damn. Only 4 years old.
I mean, he's older than you think he is, especially from that.
See,
picture.
Yeah.
Also on the 27th.
Who's Purple Jacket?
I don't have a clue.
Derek Zoolander's son.
I don't have a clue.
I don't listen
No,
to hip
that-
hop.
Who Willy
That
Wonka
is
Jr. is.
Timothy Camelot. Calumet?
Chamalat?
Camelot. Yeah.
Shamalamandingo? That's his
Yes.
last name.
Timothy Chalamet?
Yes.
Shamalam
That's
Dingo.
exactly what I said.
I don't know.
I don't
No,
know him.
he was in Dune.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. He was. That's the only thing I know him from. He's been in few other things.
I
but
don't. Look, no one cares.
I recognize him from
he's-
Dune, but he looks like he could be Derek Zoolander's
He's
son.
30. That's
It's not
my guess.
It's not Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm gonna say he's 26 years old.
What'd you say, Caleb?
I said 30.
How about 27?
Luke, there you go. You got Willy Wonka Jr.'s point.
I did.
Congratulations.
Zach. Sorry.
That's 28.
Idiots. Idiots, the lot of us.
Mr. Denzel Washington.
Uh-huh.
That's a tough one. Because I know Denzel's old, but I also don't want that phone call in the middle of the night, Denzel Washington being like, I saw your show. You know, one of those.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to guess 58?
55.
How about 68?
68.
Denzel Washington, 68
Almost
years
70,
old?
yeah.
Wow. He Morgan Freeman territory.
Almost.
And I forgot the picture, but then we remember Stan Lee on the 28th, 1922 to 2018.
Excelsior.
Then we go back into more birthdays. We have
John Legend.
I know that this man sang the song at many people's darkest hours. I'm gonna go with 45. What do you think? It's gotta be 45. He got John Legend money. He can't be under 45.
46.
How about 44? No.
Oh,
point.
he's 44, Caleb. He's 44. Ain't that a bitch?
Great. Outstanding.
On the 29th, we have a few birthdays, but we start out by remembering Mary Tyler Moore, 1936, 2017.
You know what? I remember Mary Tyler Moore.
One of the spearheads of comedy for her generation.
Yeah.
Not only was she involved in her own television show, she was allowed to write for several others, including the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Oh, man.
And there was another spin-off of those two that she briefly wrote on that I cannot recall.
Laverne and Shirley?
Maybe. I don't think Laverne and Shirley was a spin-off.
No,
Laverne and Shirley was a spin-off of Happy Days.
Yes. Which I thought she was in as well. I could be wrong.
She may have been. I don't recall.
Yeah, Mary Tyler, amazing actress. Amazing.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Right.
Go from an amazing actress and a wonderful woman to probably the stepdad of everyone's nightmare.
John Voight, father of Angelina Jolie.
29. Yes.
Old as hell.
Oh man.
Well, not quite.
It's his fault. Nicolas Cage went through all that peril in those
That's right.
movies.
It's all his fault.
Should have been eaten by. He should have stayed eaten by the snake.
Yeah.
John Voight. I'm gonna say is 75.
76.
How about 84?
Yes.
Pretty good for 84.
Yelling at the TV that it was Rhoda.
Rhoda. Okay. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I knew there was another one, by God.
See,
I should have known that.
Yeah.
It used to be on Nick at Night.
Night.
Classic Nick at Night, yeah.
Last one on the 29th. That is Allison Brie.
I don't have a clue who that is.
Remember her from movies like Bring It On.
Okay.
I think. And
Eliza Dushku, I remember from Bring It On. I don't remember Allison.
Okay,
Brie.
no, not her then. I'm thinking wrong person.
I think you are. That's Allison Brie. I just don't know who else she is.
Isn't she in Pitch Perfect?
Is she the kid?
Maybe. I don't
know.
Remember.
She's 30 years old. Yes.
I'm going to say 31.
Allison Brie will be 40 years old.
Oh, then I really don't have a clue who she is.
I won that point regardless.
Yeah,
I think she might have been in Community.
No, I never watched Community.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think you may be right. Maybe The Office?
I don't remember now.
I don't
think
much time on that. Go ahead. Let's hit the next one. I'm not sure who she is. If you know who she is, hit us up in the comments.
Yeah, Luke got it. That's Eliza Dushku. My first love. She was also in Bring It On. She was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the series. She was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And I'm trying to think of... There was another network TV show she was on for a little while. Where she played a drug
Was she not in
addict.
Jeepers Creepers?
She was the sister in the first Jeepers
Jeepers Creepers, that's what I thought.
And what is this network show I'm trying to think of the name of?
Don't trust the B in apartment, whatever.
No, I don't. I think, if I'm not mistaken, she played a cop in Banshee in the last season.
Elijah Dooku?
Yeah, in the last season, I think. However, she's got to be.
She wasn't?
Wasn't that the sister?
No.
No,
Who was
I don't
that?
remember who that was.
I'm going to say 42.
That was going to be my guess. I'll say 43.
About 42.
Nice.
You were here all day today and know that.
I'm sorry.
Caleb, I just want you to know you have absolutely no chance of winning.
That's fine. It's fine.
Also on the 30th,
Lana Lane.
Lana Lang.
From what, Smallville?
Yes.
Yes.
What a terrible show that was.
Smallville
You
was
shut
great.
your mouth.
I'm just kidding.
Smallville was great. You
I
know
don't
it.
have a clue how old she is. 50?
Nah, she
I don't know.
46.
I'm saying 50.
No point. She'll be 40 years old.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Clearly, I never watched Smallville because I like my Superman the right way.
2 left. They're both on New Year's
Brandon
Eve.
Ross sucked.
Well, yes.
Hey,
There we are, Sir Anthony Hopkins.
that's Hannibal Lecter right there. man.
Yes.
Sir
Also,
Hannibal
Hearts of
Lecter.
Atlantis is a very underrated movie, but he's very good at it.
Oh, yeah.
It's by Stephen King. It's great. Anthony Hopkins, 86 years old.
82 years old.
He's about 85 years old.
Back on
Dang,
the
I was
board,
close.
baby.
I was close.
Back on the board.
Yeah, you're
Well,
only
yeah, no,
5
at
behind
least-
with 1 to go.
That's fine.
At least pull the gap in so it doesn't look like I completely murdered you.
Appreciate that.
I'm not going to murder him, though. No.
Last
Val
one,
Kilmer.
New Year's Eve.
That's a
that
damn good
is-
picture about him.
So I've got a really great story about him. I dated a girl who lived in Arizona. Remember Candy?
Yep.
Who was neighbors with Val Kilmer. And one day her car broke down, and he picked her up in this busted old station wagon from like the 90s. And so they lived like a city block from one another, so it was like a solid, I don't know, whatever a city block quantifies in Arizona. But they lived in a giant gated community. Anyway, she said from the time he picked her up and got her to her house, he smoked a half a pack of cigarettes, and every other word that came out of his mouth was fuck. And then I realized why she was dating me.
Makes sense. I actually have a story about Val Kilmer, too. He once played in a movie called Batman, and
yeah.
I watched it.
No, first of all, he played in Batman Return. No,
He
Batman
played
Forever.
Yes.
And it was one of the worst.
I watched it. It was good. It's better than George Clooney's.
What do you think about, what is it? Is it the Sphinx? Where they're trying to heist the code, or heist the formula for nuclear fusion?
The Saint.
The Saint.
Yes.
Then also, one of my absolute favorite Val Kilmer movies, The Ghost in the Darkness. Or something the Lions in
If
Africa.
you want to watch a fucking train wreck, get the Island of Dr. Moreau. That's a
Oh,
fucking train wreck,
no,
dude.
sir. No, thank you. All of that being said, 60 is going to be my guess. Probably, he's probably a little younger, or a little older.
58.
How about 63?
There we go. See, I closed the gap.
That's a damn good picture of Val Kilmer, because the last time I seen Val Kilmer, he went.
No,
Yeah,
that
he
makes
had
it
a
10 to 6.
stroke.
Yeah. He also can't talk anymore. He's got a thing in his throat.
Trach.
Probably from the cigarettes and the F words.
Yeah.
All right.
Certainly. And Luke wins by a landslide.
Congratulations. Sorry, I had a
Merry
distraction
Christmas.
this week.
Merry Christmas.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you do that. I'm going to step in here and use the restroom.
All
And then
right.
we can get to the awards when I get back.
All right.
So you guys go ahead and do that.
Well, there's many ways that you can support the stream. You can join us right here. Usually every Sunday at youtube.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. You can also send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. You can also catch us on TikTok at Pro Wrestling Throwdown1.
It's right here.
Hit up the Twitter sphere at Pro Wrestling TD. TD, and you can also join us at streamlabs.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown, where you can visit our
Merch store!
and at the
Merch store!
At the merch store. I messed up my own one. Anyway, at the merch store, you can find t-shirts, hats.
I don't know when you're going to say it. Merch. No?
No.
Not now?
No, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Merch store.
Tights. You can buy tights. You can buy shoes. We have shoe money, walk around money. Also, if for every $1 that you spend or every $1 that you donate, you'll be entered into a drawing for a free item of merch for the month. This month, I believe, is the vinyl sticker. Yes. Every $1 or whatever that you donate or spend does not go to us. It goes directly back into the show
It's really
for
cool. I think
frills
it's
and
like-
stuff.
it's like
Basically, this is
3x5?
a show for the people. Is what this is.
How big is that sticker? Like a
The stickers.
3x5
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah,
It's like a
good
bumper
size
sticker.
5x8?
Yeah.
It's cool.
They're nice stickers. Everything that you get off the Pro Wrestling Throwdown store is top quality. Our coffee mug that we got for the winter a couple months back is exceptional. That's an exceptional one. But join us over at Pro Wrestling Throwdown store over at Streamlabs for all your pro wrestling needs.
Yes.
Also, you can reach Max on Facebook through our Facebook group, which is growing every day, getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
The Facebook page over on
We're
Facebook.
welcoming new members every day.
Every day, I think three a day so far for the last
Something like
week
that.
or
Yeah,
so.
doing really good.
3 or more a day, I should say. Building a community over there, building a community here. It's our little fun we get to have every week. The show's been going good. Everything's been looking good. We're getting ready to do our 3rd annual end of year awards, which is going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of serious awards. There's also going to be a lot of not so serious awards. So you figure out which one is serious and not serious,
Sorry about that.
and
I had to
vote
pee.
in the comment section.
All right. Did you throw at the merch store?
I did.
People know where to find us?
Yes,
Did you do all the social medias?
I
Did
did
you do them as fast as you could?
as fast as possible.
All right. I'm proud
Merch
of you.
store.
See,
Thank you, Max, for
No.
that marvelous introduction.
I thought that was the cue. I thought you gave me the cue to say it.
you know what's really cool? If I just point down
Merch store.
like this, the merch
Nope.
store thing will come back. See, watch. Merch
Merch
store.
store.
I don't like that
Merch
with this
store.
technology getting in my way. That's not true. We love the technology. You didn't control
You saw what I did last week.
That's
Thank God
Thank
Big
God.
Bad John is back.
Thank God he came back to work.
Merch store.
All right, so let's get on to the 2022 Pro Wrestling Throwdown Year-End Awards.
The PWTs.
All of the excitement at home. Do you hear all that cheering? Do you hear all that carrying on?
I hear that in my ears all the time. Look at these ears. I hear everything.
Sorry, that in your ear. Didn't mean to.
I just boxed his ears. That's right.
I'm not talking to you.
Oh, your ass. All right, so, like Luke explained while I was unceremoniously off camera using the restroom, we have a number of awards that we take seriously here for the show, also some that we wrote in as a joke.
Yes.
And I'd actually like to start off with one of the funny ones.
All right.
This is my favorite award. This is my 7th grade teacher, Miss Colombo, said that professional wrestling was not a viable career choice for me, and that I should consider a career in taxi driving award. Now, for the first 2 years, Chuck Taylor took this award.
Hard fought
Hard
for
fought
that
one.
award, yeah.
And I would like to announce here publicly that for a 3rd year in a row, we nominate Chuck Taylor for my 7th grade teacher, Miss Colombo, said that professional wrestling wasn't a viable career choice for me, and that I should consider a career in taxi driving award. So Chuck Taylor, 3rd year nominee, 3rd year winner, and if you don't like it, I'll beat you. Again. Every year, Chuck. Every year.
Every single year, Chuck.
I don't give a shit. Do we want to go to like a real award now?
Yeah, right here.
All right, throw it up, Big Bad John.
There it is.
Rib of 2022, for those of you that don't know what a rib is a practical joke of sorts. It's when you set your the person you're working with in the ring, whether or not they're an opponent or a friend or whatever.
Yes.
Sometimes they happen off stage as well, or I'm sorry, backstage in the locker room. Off screen is what I meant to say.
I shit in a man's bag once.
Yes, you did. I peed in a wrestler's water bottle. I was forced to do it. It was a rib.
But you can't get mad. It's a rib, bro.
It's a rib, bro. Basically, it's a practical joke, and oftentimes I go too far because we do not have any self-control.
Because we're giant children.
That's also that. So for this year's rib of 2022, the award goes to,
Of course,
the Usi moment in which Sami Zayn used the word Usi when talking to the Bloodline. For those of you at home, a little brief top off here. The Samoan, damn it,
the decider.
little brief. The Samoan dynasty of the Bloodline, they're all the Samoan family. The islands of Samoa and Tonga are closely related, however, just far enough apart that they have their difference in dialect, traditions, etc. The word Usi in Tongan
Spelled USI.
means the P word for a woman's reproductive organs, because I'm not going to say that word on live TV.
Vagina.
That, but it starts with a P, it ends with an Usi. So anyway, that is what Usi means. So when Sami Zayn, who is not Samoan, was delivering this promo with the Samoan bloodline, and he said, well, he's just not, because the other thing is that the word Us means brother. So they refer to one another as Us. So when Sami Zayn said he's not feeling very Usi today,
Brotherly.
what he meant to say was he's not feeling very brotherly, but What he actually said was he's not feeling very about it.
I just love you watching you dance around the word.
I'm not going to say it there.
What's
Children
new,
watch it.
Pussycat?
Whoa. I played it 47 times. So that is our first
And
award.
1 and 8 unusual.
Just to throw them off. The Rib of the Year award goes to Sami Zayn.
It has to. It has to.
This episode is nothing but chaos right now.
It's going to get worse
Fine.
as we go on. It's going to be great. What's the next award we got up?
Character Break of 2022, which also culminates in this segment.
Yes.
Specifically going to Jey Uso, who was the subject of ire in this particular promo, and pretty much everyone who was told specifically to keep as stern a face as possible when you got there couldn't do it.
Sami Zayn is just genius. Look at his face. When they're looking at both of them, look at Sami Zayn's face. He knows what he's starting.
He knows what's happening, yeah.
He knows what he's
I
starting.
like that Jimmy in the back has just regained his composure in this particular picture.
Well, and here's the thing, man.
That they never even pitched to Solo Sikoa.
Sammy's their dog.
Yeah.
He's their dog, sir.
He's Uzi, bro.
He is Uzi. We all know that.
You all love a little Uzi.
We all love the big red-headed Uzi.
Anyway, I need to...
All right, where are we going next? Hey!
So,
I'm surprised I'm not on this list.
oh, God, what is this?
Botch
Botch of 2022.
Oh my god.
This one was
Who
not
was
even a
last
debate.
year's? Do you have who was last year's?
It was, wasn't it, the Royal Rumble run out where he fell into the ring? Not Ezekiel Jackson, but
Oh, yeah, I don't
what
even
the
know.
fuck is his name?
Whatever his name was.
He was Darren Young. He was Black Cena's tag team partner.
Oh, no. That was the year before last. That was,
Was that
the
year before?
greatest Royal Rumble.
No, I think it was Kofi Kingston.
Oh, the
yeah.
Royal Rumble botch.
Yeah, that he promised to right the wrongs
Yeah.
of this year.
Good point. Anyway, so this year's was this moment that we covered last week with Top Dollar going for an over-the-top rope plancha.
I would like to
Oh.
state, for the record, that the big guy with the long hair, I can't ever think of which Viking's name he is.
That's
Ivar?
Ivar.
Whoever has the long hair
Yeah.
did not fall. He did not bump. He backed out of camera range.
I don't give
But
a
he
shit.
did not bump. He
I
was the
want-
only one who didn't bump.
I don't give a shit. You fine all 5 of them. Fine them. Fine them $100,000 and tell them if they ever do anything so fucking stupid again, that Triple H is going to show up at their house and slit their tires.
That's messed up, man.
I don't care. You don't fall down, you don't get hit.
Don't jaw people's tires.
I can jaw whatever the hell I feel like. Jaw! Pal, I like that. Little abuse.
How many fucking workman's comp now? Oh, took out my shoulder. I can't do this.
Call me Gary because I'm all abusive.
Jesus. All right. Yeah, if it went off the rails before, it sure is now.
What
John
even is
Mulaney,
this
yes.
show? This is going to be the lowest rated episode we've ever done, I swear.
Yes, the botch of the year goes to Top
Goes
Dollar.
to Top
'cause he's a
Dollar
moron.
and all 5 fucking idiots who stood on the outside of the ring and fell down when nothing happened to them. You're all fired. RKO of 2022. This is Max's award every year.
Yeah, as soon as it go to Max.
RKO the year went to Chad Gable.
Yes.
Oh, that is so vicious.
Chad Gable did a top rope moonsault, which is a maneuver in which you climb the top rope facing away from it and do a backflip.
Kurt Angle made it famous.
And Randy Orton caught. Whoa, Kurt Angle made it famous. Shawn Michaels. Was
No.
doing it.
The way that he does it, he keeps his feet together like Angle
Yeah,
used to.
yeah. He does the Olympic.
He
moonsault.
does the height, not the distance.
Anyway, Randy Orton hops up in the middle of the air, catches him, brings him down to earth.
As you
That
can
was
see from
pretty
this
good.
picture, look at that. Would
Yeah.
you? I don't know. There's not a wrestler in this world I would trust
I
more than
went
Randy Orton.
through a video of all the RKOs that he was able to get in
Yeah.
in 2022, and that was
By
probably
far the
that was
best.
The
my
precision
favorite,
with
like,
which Randy Orton operates is otherworldly.
Yeah, it really is.
He can catch anybody from literally any position.
Yeah.
With the RKO and bring them down safely, which is,
Mhm.
I mean, that's really the biggest
And I
part.
don't know if you noticed it, but he kicked out of the bottom turnbuckle to hit it. Look at
Yep,
his foot.
yep. If you watch the actual video, he guides himself upward to bring him down with him. So Gable doesn't come crashing into his shoulder.
Nice.
Like, the dude's a genius. Ring awareness, by God.
I've been saying it.
Well, we know that.
Well, let's hope that we continue to see the greatness and that everything works out
Yeah.
the same.
Let him
You
come back.
shut your mouth. It's gonna
It
happen.
was a compliment.
It's a compliment, man.
He
Jeez.
said maybe, and no, RKO is always Safe bet.
No, he's gonna cry.
It's gonna happen.
It's Christmas.
It's gonna happen.
It's
That's why it's gonna
Christmas
happen.
time.
Because it's Christmas time,
Stow your bullshit.
July?
Yes, Luke. It's Christmas in July with snow and
I
ice.
always heard it was in July. What is our next?
We're gonna go to
award
one of
here?
the funny ones real quick.
Okay.
Before we do this one, this is the will most certainly hurt you award,
Oh, right.
and we're giving that award to Rich Holland this year
Oh, Ridge.
for breaking Big E's neck on a belly to belly suplex.
At least he didn't hurt anybody's soul.
Oh, you mean like the alumni of this award, Nia
Yeah,
Jax?
it's Jax who hurt her own butthole.
Yes, and almost last year. took
She
home the
hurt
first.
so many people. She even hurt herself.
Well,
Down
she was
my
a-
hole.
Stop it.
Before we do this
Stop it.
next one,
Stop
we'll do
it,
the
just
last.
Stop it.
We'll do the last funny one.
Okay.
It's the if I had any worse cardio going into this match, I'd be Bill Goldberg award.
Nice.
The first recipient was Chris Jericho. The second recipient was Omos, and I'm pleased to say that for a second time in a row, Omos has been nominated and graciously received this award.
Well, here's the deal. Yes.
He's fucking- how can you be 7 feet tall and not know how to take a step without getting winded? It blows my mind. I sprinted down the hill covered in ice last night to catch a moving truck, and it didn't blow me up.
Almost was such a disappointment and a failure commercially that the rumor is we saw on Monday Night Raw MVP go up to Alan. Help me here, Adam Pearce.
Adam Pearce, yeah.
And say he had an idea. The rumor is that they're going to put the Hurt business back together,
Fucking, I hope they do.
which would be great. You want three-man warfare? There you go.
All right, so our next award is going to be the Pro Wrestling Throwdown Award of 2022. Last year, we gave it to our very first live stream
Yes.
because we decided to stop canning videos and start going live for every single broadcast, which has worked a great deal for us here. We appreciate everyone tuning in. We appreciate all the support. This year, however, the nominee and unanimous recipient of that award is absolutely our in-studio editor, Big Bad John, for making this show what it is. He has taken all of the software that he could find to compile. We couldn't do these. Number one, the live streams weren't as crisp before. Number two, all of these slides, all the graphics, the background, the entrance music, everything that has really brought this show to life over the last year, John is solely responsible for. And so from us to you as the originators of the show, John, we nominate you with the Pro Wrestling Throwdown Award of 2022.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Keep doing a great job.
Will
Or
you?
you're fired.
Oh, no.
That's not true. Just, no, please keep doing a great job because Luke, well, we
Can't handle it, man.
know. It's
Can't handle it, man.
It's the pressure, frankly.
I mean, look, I sprouted ears and everything. It's messed up, dude.
You always
They
have
weren't
it.
like this yesterday.
That's
I don't know what happened.
because the cold expanded them.
Well,
All right, what do we got next? Soundbite of 2022 is my favorite award.
yeah.
The first Soundbite of the Year award in 2020 was Nyla Rose saying, "I found your kendo stick, bitch."
Yeah.
The Soundbite of 2021 was Brandy Rhodes during her exchange with Jim Lambert. And Dan Lambert.
Dan Lambert.
Jim Cornette. Dan Lambert. And he says, "I'm a black belt." And Brandy Rhodes says, "Oh, you're a black belt? Well, I'm a black bitch. Let's go."
Well, I would like to share the fact that the last 2 years winning of this award have both contain the word bitch.
Right. This year, however, is a collection of sound bites from the AEW media press run immediately following All Out, with CM Punk as the winner.
Look at him.
My two absolute favorite takeaways from this press scrum was when he said, "This company is ran by a bunch of GMs that couldn't manage a target." I'm sorry, there's a third one. When he looked at Tony Khan, he was like, "Yeah, speaking of MJF, it's just because this guy wants me to work with jackasses all year long." And then my absolute favorite is when he says, "I'm sorry I'm being such an asshole, but I'm old and I'm tired and I work with fucking children."
Yeah. Yep.
This is all from the CM Punk major drama that happened earlier this year that caused his unceremonious. It's still in flux. We don't know if he's formally been released or not.
Here's the deal. CM Punk basically
Wiped his ass with the company that brought him out of
he
retirement.
not only had his best promo, but he
His
literally,
last
he
promo.
literally had his last and his best promo at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to go out, I mean, what do?
Yeah.
You tell your bosses that they couldn't manage a target and that they were fucking children.
Yeah, that's it. In fairness,
And I don't mean the latter.
I've gone out
they're
in-
literally children.
I've gone out in far less cool ways. So.
Yeah, you have. I've seen it.
So congratulations, CM Punk. You take the 2022 South Pine Award.
Congratulations. This is probably the last time you'll be on a wrestling broadcast. Enjoy it.
Oh, I don't know about that. Rumble's coming.
I don't see it happening.
Oh, neither do I, but it's okay to dream.
Stone Cold wants to come out of retirement and smack him around like an ungrateful stepchild, then yeah.
I mean, that's
Totally
fair.
does.
That's fair. All right, what do we got next, Big Bad John? Title match
Ooh.
of 2022.
There was a lot.
So for the title match qualifications, we only consider world title matches, and we had a lot this year.
Yeah.
A lot of really good ones. We had CM Punk and John Moxley for the AEW World Title. We had the Fatal 4-Way for the Ring of Honor World Title. Chris Jericho, Claudio, Daniel Bryan, and Sammy Guevara.
We had Sheamus and Gunther from Wales over in
For the
Clash
Intercontinental
Castle.
title. Well, that's not a world title. It's Intercontinental.
Well, yeah.
We had Okada and Jay White for the IWGP World Title at Oblivion this year. Or, I'm sorry, Dominion.
MJF and John
And
Moxley.
JF and
was
John
great.
Moxley as well. So of all the major world title matches this year that were the best, the right timing, the best stories, we all decided to give it to Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul at Crown Jewel.
There were so many things that they did right in this match.
Yep.
Logan Paul actually showing that he could be a contender for the championship, which no one bought. There was a lot of naysayers when the idea of putting him in the match was announced. Logan Paul owned his crap. He really did a good job. He's one of the most entertaining matches with Roman Reigns since Mania.
Logan Paul's third match in the WWE, which
Yes.
is huge. Main evented an international pay-per-view and had more, more media ticks and more outreach than any other event for the entire year.
Yes.
So more people saw it, more people media engagement. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
More people saw it, more people engaged with it. There was more social media coverage around it than any other wrestling spectacle the entire year.
Yeah.
And for that reason, we give Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel.
Not to mention, it's got that
World
one
title match.
one still shot of him coming off the top rope.
Yeah.
And Roman from underneath, and it looks like something they would have put
It
together.
looks like
on
like
box.
a Marvel movie.
If it's not the cover of Crown Jewel's DVD home version,
Yeah.
it should be.
Do they still release DVDs?
They sure do.
Wow. Let's put it on Netflix.
It's on the network for $9.99.
The call-up of 2022. This is someone transitioning from either NXT to the WWE or from the Indies to AEW, specifically to their main rosters, that had the most impressive showing in the most impressive year. We did seriously consider giving it to the Action Andretti, who beat Chris Jericho cold on his first matchup in AEW a couple weeks ago. However, the call-up of 2022 award absolutely has to go to WWE Intercontinental Champion Gunther.
Pound for pound, one of the most believable professional wrestlers in professional wrestling.
Comes out of NXT UK after its dissolution as still NXT UK World Champion.
No.
And, after having lost the title,
Yes.
comes to SmackDown and very quickly gets himself into the Intercontinental title picture, dominates, and has had nothing short of 3.5 to 4-star matches the entire time.
Yeah, him and Sheamus, like
Stole
I
the
said,
show.
at Clash,
Stole the show.
fantastic. Anytime you put him in the ring with somebody, I've seen where they're putting him on live shows, they're putting
Against
him
AJ
in with AJ Styles, and I've seen
Take my
some
money.
video footage of that match, and let me tell you, it is a #1 class pay-per-view quality main event.
Gunther does not have bad matches. He hasn't had a bad match.
Well, and here's the deal: it's a live show.
Yeah.
Like they're putting on bangers on a live show.
Yeah.
Not televised,
TV, yeah.
not
The
nothing.
road
Live
shows.
show.
So, for that reason, we have decided unanimously that Gunther would be
Has to be.
our call-up of the year.
300 plus days as Intercontinental Champion. He's beaten the best that SmackDown has.
They ain't doing too shabby.
The
They're gearing up.
rumor,
They're gearing up for a program with him and Lesnar at WrestleMania. I mean,
fantastic.
how do you get better? You
You
don't.
don't.
You
A
can't.
good showing in the Rumble will help
Yes, absolutely.
if they decide to put him in the Rumble.
They will.
But I think, honestly, Gunther has to be the #1 pick.
I agree completely.
All right, what's our next award?
Superstar return of 2022. So in professional wrestling, you can never say never. Some people leave. Either they get fired, they get terminated,
Yep.
their contracts expire, they pursue other options,
Yep.
they get hurt. Various reasons cause a wrestler to have to be off of TV and away from a company. But for those reasons, you are allowed to initiate and return. And this year specifically, we have seen almost 24 of them underneath Triple H and AEW.
Yeah.
We saw Punk's return to in-ring action. We saw John Moxley's return from rehab. We saw every single person Triple H rehired after AEW fired.
Several big
after Vince
returns
fired him.
this year.
But
Tegan Knox being huge.
Tegan Knox, Bronson Reed just returned this previous week.
Also huge. Dexter Lumis, Johnny Gargano, Dakota Kai. I mean,
Yeah, you name it.
he's been
Top
on-
Dollar
he-
and the rest
yeah.
of Hit Row.
I mean,
Keith Lee returning to wrestling after getting his release to AEW.
yep.
I mean, lots of big moments. So
MJF's return.
yes. He was off TV as well.
Yep.
So we saw a lot of big return moments. However, this year, obviously, that award can go to none other than Bray Wyatt.
Mr. Bray Wyatt. As of right now, we're in the midst of a long storytelling. I think it
Oh,
would have,
Lord.
I think it would have been. I
Lord.
think it would have
Story.
been better to shorten it up a little bit, but the horror writer and the writing is fantastic. Especially for LA Knight's part of this. The Alexa Bliss build is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wish it would move along a little quicker. I don't know if he had trouble getting cleared. I don't know if that's why they've had to stretch this out.
Yeah.
Or what it is. However, he did get physical 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, and it will look like we're pushing towards LA Knight and Bray Wyatt at Tour.
That's the way it's looking.
So Bray Wyatt, media clicks.
Yep.
The viral campaign with the rabbit and the QR codes.
Already topped the merch sales for 2022 with his
Yeah.
shirts. I mean, the
He's
guy
Bray Wyatt.
the guy sells more merch than anybody, and that's not a facile thing. The guy sells more merchandise than anyone,
Anybody.
and hasn't physically stepped back in the ring yet, which in its own right is impressive. But for that
Word of mouth.
reason and his return, he gets the 2022 Return of the Year award.
And well deserved.
I guess.
I mean, man still young, can go.
If and when he starts
And
doing
when
it,
he
I'm sure we'll
yeah.
all be happy.
Yeah. Oh, I will be. Believe me.
Until such time.
I'm one of the biggest Bray Wyatt supporters there is, and even I'm getting tired.
Yeah, and I'm one of the biggest Bray Wyatt criticizers, and I've hit my limit. Big Bad John, what do we got next? Tag Team of 2022.
All right, set this up.
All right, this is primarily my award. All right, because I am the tag team guy in the room.
Yes.
It basically came down to only two teams, right? Because we look at every major company, international companies, the two main ones here. We even look at Impact. We talk about every viable option when it
I
comes
love that you use the terminology. We even look at Impact.
We do. That's how we discovered the North.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, that's where the guns are. The guns right now are there. IWGP never open weight tag team champions and Impact tag team champions.
Right on.
Another tag team holding dual titles. So we really had to think about which tag team had the best year, and there were two teams that we just could not decide between because of the years they've had in retrospect. So for the first time ever, we are giving a tie for these awards.
Yes.
And those awards are going to go to Jimmy and Jay Uso of the Usos, featured on the right. And on the left, the team of Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, FTR, my
Yes.
personal favorite tag team.
Yes.
The reason that is because the Usos have held both sets of tag team titles for the WWE for over a year.
Yep.
They've been consistently successful
Longest reigning tag team champions in the history.
in history. They are a prominent members of the Bloodline, and basically run the programs in regard to the Bloodline that Roman Reigns isn't featured on. So if he's not on Raw, they are.
Yeah.
If he's not on SmackDown, they are. If he's not on the pay-per-view, they are.
Yeah, they've built the bloodline without Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Really.
They also had a number of classic matches this year against the Brutes, against the New Day,
War
against
Games was great.
Alpha Academy, War Games. So it's hard to discount the Usos. On the opposite spectrum of that, FTR have had 3 Match of the Year contender matches with the Briscoes
Yes.
and have held 3 separate world titles from 3 separate companies. They were the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions.
Yes.
They're currently the AAA World Tag Team Champions and currently the NJPW World Tag Team Champions. They also started off the year as AEW World Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
So for a tag team to hold that many titles consecutively in that close of a reign for an entire year and have that many number 1 matches, you can't disqualify them either.
No,
Um,
both are pretty neck and neck.
Both are deserved, and honestly, industry standards, when you talk about tag team wrestling, right now, everybody can say the discussion was always about the Young Bucks and FTR. No, it wasn't. It's always been about FTR and the Usos, and they've proven it again this year.
Yeah.
Specifically alone this year, with the Briscoes being a major prominent tag team featured in mainstream media again, with the New Day being featured prominently again. It's not like we haven't had previous years where we just had no tag team wrestling. This was
Right.
probably, the Lucha Brothers are still around. The Acclaimed are on fire right now. This is probably the best year we've seen for tag team wrestling.
In a long time.
So for these two teams, it was impossible to say that one outperformed the other. 'cause
I
it
don't
just
think they
didn't
did.
No.
I just don't think they did. I think when you look at the aspect, there's a lot of knowledge you can give to a lot of different tag teams. That's
Right,
the cream of the crop.
but these two are the number A and number one tag teams in
Yeah.
the letter A rather. Number
Yeah.
A. Good lord, must be having a stroke.
It
No,
happens.
it's not right now. Sorry.
It's
I'll
terrible.
behave. Next, congratulations to the tag teams of the year.
Yeah, we're here at one of the biggest awards we give away. One of.
Yep, one of the top ones, match of the year. There were so many to talk about this year. We had CM Punk and MJF.
Now the difference between this is between championship match of the year and match of the year.
Right, this is just match, so it can completely disqualify and outdo a world title match in some sense, and this particular match did. We saw Ilya and Walter 2 at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
We saw Okada and Jay White at Dominion, which was another world title match, but still.
Yeah.
We saw a ton of great MJF and CM Punk, which was a non-title match at AEW. There were dozens of top match contenders this year to consider. Even the matches that the Briscoes had with FTR.
Yeah.
But honestly, the standout match of the year has to go to Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell.
Yes.
Cody Rhodes, as you can see in this picture, had basically torn his pec clean off of his chest
Yes.
after he tore it working out and decided that he was still going to wrestle this match that the fans already paid for. It was already advertised
It was the only Hell in a Cell match advertised
and he
for the
went
entire show.
and worked a 30-minute main event with a busted pec
with one arm.
with one arm and had a 5-star fucking classic with Seth Rollins.
It doesn't get any better than
No.
the intestinal fortitude and the sheer out will and love for this business and to perform. Cody Rhodes rode off of that like
Cody Rhodes
like a
rode
Red
off
Bull
of
to somebody who hasn't slept in 24 hours.
Right.
The man took it and knocked it out of the park.
And keep in mind,
Seth Rollins also shares this award because, let me tell you,
he outperformed his ass for Cody Rhodes.
he made sure that Cody Rhodes was as safe as completely be and as safe as possible. And you can't, when you look towards a big main event like that, wrestling ain't always been like that.
No.
If you got hurt, I'm gonna take your spot.
Yep.
Better not be hurt too
Well,
long.
and the other part too is
And here's Seth Rollins going, I'm a company man.
Yeah.
You're hurt. You really shouldn't be going out there, but if you're going to go out there, I remember this speech from somebody else at one point. If you're going to go out there, you're going to work me. I had the same speech with him when he had a fucked up hand. He wanted to wrestle, and I said, if you're going to wrestle anybody, you're going to work me.
You're right.
That's the same way Seth Rollins did it. Kudos to these
Well,
two.
and
They pulled off a great
The other
match.
thing about that too is remember that he wasn't medically cleared by WWE doctors.
No.
That he had to convince Vince to let him have the match, and then promised, I'll get the surgery, I'll take all the time off, blah blah blah. But let me do this one thing, and spent 3 hours.
He didn't really give Vince a choice.
Well, he spent 3 hours in McMahon's office, and McMahon went over all of the legal stuff, like couldn't sue the doctors, blah blah blah, and basically down to the wire. Finally, was like, if you don't let me do this, I'll go back to AEW.
Yeah,
I will get out of my contract and I will fucking leave. I need to do this. And Vince finally was like, if it's that important to you,
Do it.
and you don't die in my ring, go on.
Not
And
like he'd be the
they
first
had a
person to
5-star
die in
fucking
his
match.
ring.
Well,
Slave
or in his
driver,
office.
that's what he is. Anyway, yes, Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins. I can't wait for part 2.
well, that'd be part 4.
Well, no. I mean part 2. I mean the continuation.
Oh, yeah,
the,
the return of Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, the next chapter between these two is going to be epic.
Yep.
Cody's going to be at 100% from surgery. Seth Rollins is on fire right now and is the hottest act on Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
There is no argument there. There is no discussion to be had. He is the #1 drawing guy on Monday Night Raw. And I tell you what, here's the thing. we did it. We didn't do it this year for Rising Star or anything like that in our thing, but watch Austin Theory, because I'm telling you right now, Austin Theory and Seth Rollins are going to take their feud to new heights. He's somebody to watch.
If Theory could be less problematic backstage, he'd be one of my favorites.
Yep. And
I've said that before.
I've heard that he's been getting along with everybody, that he loves the fact that they dropped the selfie gimmick and are actually letting him be what we always said he was going to be, and that's the next John Cena.
Yep. He will be, by hook or by crook.
Except this time, it'll be Triple H's version.
Yeah.
It'll be the first time Triple H gets to sink his hands into somebody and mold them the way he wants to.
Hopefully he allows him to say the word ass occasionally.
At least once.
All right, what do we have for our next award? Feud of 2022. We talked a lot about all the feuds that went in this year. MJF and CM Punk were at the top of the list.
Yes.
We talked about... what was the other one? Well, we talked about Seth and Cody.
Roman
and Drew.
And Drew, Roman, and Lesnar.
We racked our brains about it, and then it occurred to me that you can't really talk about a year-long feud, or you can't really talk about a feud of the year and discount a year-long feud that culminated in 3 Match of the Year candidates.
Yes.
And those are all PWI Match of the Year candidates, and did not happen under the AEW umbrella.
Right.
So for that reason, it had to go to the Briscoes and FTR for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles.
The dog collar match was bloody. It was everything that you wanted it to be when it comes to a dog collar match. Except these guys pulled it off with 4 people instead of 2.
This is the classic...
Impressive.
The classic story of FTR, featured there on the left, who were the technically sound all-American tag team.
Yes.
The boys from North Kakalaki who loved the business, who laced up their boots, who got in, and they worked the traditional Mid-South style.
Yeah.
And then you have the Briscoes, who for 20 years have fought and bled for Ring of Honor.
Tooth and nail.
Tooth and nail, literally. Look at Jake.
Yeah.
Mouthful of nothing.
Just a whole bunch of nothing.
Hard-hitting, smash mouth style. Had offers to go other places, stayed loyal, and then when the conversation of best tag team came up, they got left out because of the Bucks and FTR.
Yep.
And then the second that the Briscoes got back in the conversation, they ran with FTR for an entire year.
Yeah.
3 major matches, not to mention a number of other vignettes, a number of other moments, and this was all while the Briscoes were not allowed to be on TV.
While one of our number 1 tag teams of this year did the favor for the Briscoes and handed them back the Ring of Honor tag titles that now have more prestige for them being held going back to the Briscoes.
The thing about a good feud, and this is what I've always said, it's you can have a good feud in 6 weeks. It's what you do that make people invest and watch. What's the greatest feud of all time, Luke?
In my opinion?
Yep.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Actually. That's a real tough one. We're talking all
We were just talking about it earlier.
Would that be, who were we talking about earlier? Rock and Austin?
Nope.
No?
Undertaker and Kane.
Oh, yeah, greatest story of all time.
Greatest story of all time.
Yeah.
It lasted a year. They couldn't touch one another.
No.
They told it for a year.
Yeah.
So you got
they told it longer.
You got longevity. Well, I'm just saying for their initial.
No. I mean, for the initial, Paul Bearer dropped that about a year before we even got a Kane.
So we've got feuds that have lasted a year before we ever see a culmination. John Cena and The Rock, the first time, was really only about a 6-week build.
Yeah.
And it still stands the test of time. So it's about what you can do in the time that you're given. The benefit to these guys is that Tony Khan owned both companies. And so he literally did. He put every single piece together.
Yeah.
But for every opportunity these guys had to get in the ring, they didn't miss a step.
No.
They didn't miss anything. And you believed that these 2 Southern tag teams who are hard-hitting, who are fast-paced, who are high-intensity, genuinely didn't like one another because they genuinely don't fucking like one another.
Right.
And what better way to tell that story than, all right, if you 4 can't get along, fight about it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they've done for fucking 360 days.
And let me tell you, it got better and better and
every
better
single time.
Each time.
So for the best feud of the year goes to the Briscoes and FTR of 2022.
Which is kind of cool that we're sitting in 2022.
And we're talking about tag teams, baby!
Well, on the cusp of 2023, and the Briscoes is a name that's still at the top after how long they've been in the business.
Yep.
It's a testament to their skill as a tag team.
Yeah, because they're that fucking good.
All right, what do we got next?
What do you have to say, Max?
Not a whole fucking lot.
I hadn't noticed. All right, this is our champion of 2022. Now this
This is not to
encompasses-
be confused with the male superstar.
No, this is world champion of the year, or not even world champion. Any champion of the year that holds a title that we think really means something. And there are a lot of candidates, but obviously the correct answer had to be Roman Reigns, your current reigning and defending WWE Universal and WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
Here's the deal: when it comes to champion, when I think champion, I think
In today's landscape, it's Roman Reigns.
People can say what they want. The man has single-handedly went from the bottom of the barrel with the fans being the hottest thing in the business.
Went from this is the thing that people forget. Before he left in pre-pandemic, the fans absolutely fucking hated him.
Well, you realize that
His return.
that there's only one person that's been able to do that since Roman Reigns, and that would be The Rock.
The Rock, yeah.
Austin got heat rolling on himself, but his stuff didn't pick up till McMahon was involved. Hogan did all of his stuff in AWA before he come to the WWE. He was in there.
Well, he wasn't Hulk Hogan of Hulk Hogan fame in the AWA. He was just the AWA World Champion at the time.
But Hulk Hogan didn't become Hulk Hogan until Hulk Hogan's second reign in WWE. When he come back and beats the Iron Sheik when he was there the first time,
yeah.
He was Thunder Lips Hulk Hogan. He wasn't the Immortal.
What about Macho Man?
Macho Man built himself on the indies. When it comes to somebody that went from the bottom of no one liking them to the top of this business, it's The Rock.
That's fair.
They said Rocky died.
I got one other one.
Okay.
The Miz.
The Miz
came into almost no one appreciating his work.
The Miz is somebody, though, that whether you appreciate his work or not, he's always had the fans. At one point, Roman had no fans.
That's true.
Neither did The Rock.
Yeah, you're right.
And for them two to build to something against each other tells how many generations story?
Well, I mean, just between
the young
them
pup
and
coming up to take the fucking table.
The fact that they're actually related, I mean, there's a lot to be done. But what I was saying before that, pre-pandemic, when Roman left, no one liked him. No one liked having him around. He was being force-fed down everyone's throats. He's returned, and everything he's touched since then.
The pandemic was the best thing to happen to Roman Reigns.
Perfect. Got him out of people's mind. Got him out of their eyes.
Well, he got to practice promos.
Yeah.
He got to make sure that he got this right. This is how this works. They put him with Heyman.
And now he is the biggest, most prominent, and most important asset in the WWE.
And not enough credit goes to Paul Heyman to go from Brock to Roman and not miss a step.
We did not do a Manager of the Year award this year, but it's Paul Heyman. Yeah, just throw it. Honorary, putting it on the list, Manager of the Year, Paul Heyman, and I'm pretty sure he was Manager of the Year last year too.
Well, not only that, but he is the wise man. He's not necessarily a manager.
He's tribal council.
Yeah. He's a tribal council. Here's the deal. Roman Reigns is probably one of the most prolific heavyweight champions in the history of professional wrestling.
Agreed.
Especially in a landscape where titles usually change hands every month back in the late 90s.
Yeah.
Where The Rock and Stone Cold, or Triple H and Stone Cold traded the belt back every pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You have it, I have it. You have it, I have it. You have it, I have it. Yeah. Same thing with Cena and Edge.
I was saying, Cena, Edge, and Orton,
boom,
2011 to 2013.
Batista and Triple H. Big Show and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Or Angle. Either way. But here's the deal. Nowadays, when the title doesn't change hands, this is how you prove you're the champion.
Yeah.
You might have beat me last week for the belt, but I haven't been pinned in 3 years. I haven't been pinned in 3 years. Yeah. And I'm your champion, reigning and defending.
It also doesn't hurt that he's a WWE invested commodity.
Yeah.
He gets the time off he wants.
Well, he was built from the bottom up.
Wolfie, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Merry Christmas early on. We'll be there in a couple days.
We're getting close.
So yes, World Champion of the Year, period, Roman Reigns.
Yes.
Which brings us to, I believe, Women's Wrestler of the Year?
Female
Superstar of the Year. So this was the hardest one for us to figure out. We talked about it almost the entire prep time. Because there have been so many impressive women this year. Kairi Sane being the first IWGP Women's Champion. Jade Cargill being undefeated and being TBS champion for over a year.
Yep.
Bayley returning and having a stellar year since her return. Bianca Belair being women's champion of Raw since WrestleMania. We went through every option, and then we went through it again, and then we went
And
through
then
it again.
just as we were getting ready to settle who we thought it was, we changed our minds.
We changed our minds because this person has, number one, been a topical commodity the last couple of weeks here on the show, but
Yes.
also her body of work speaks for itself.
Yep.
So we're going to go with Mandy Rose, former NXT Women's Champion, as the Women's Wrestler of the Year. She was NXT Women's Champion for over a year.
Yes.
She held the show. She was the highest rated minutes by minutes persona. She had one of the highest social media engagements, and she defended the NXT Women's title almost every single week.
She is the third longest reigning NXT Women's Champion behind Asuka and Shayna Baszler. That right there says enough.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler and Asuka in NXT were untouchable.
Yep.
They were not to be beaten very lightly.
Keep in mind, too, Mandy Rose went to NXT as a demotion from SmackDown because she wasn't getting any traction.
Yes.
They had no idea what to do with her. They put her on NXT.
When they changed their mind about Otis, that kind of threw Mandy Rose in a flux.
Yes. And she gets to NXT, and she links up with Toxic Attraction and became the most watched segment of NXT for the last year. It's very similar. I've referred to this before, but it's the Beautiful People. The Beautiful People was a faction in TNA, which 15, 20 years ago was the second running company. And they were the highest rated minute-to-minute act on the entire show.
Yeah. Which
shows, I mean, just how engaging they were. Toxic Attraction did the same thing 20 years later with a higher pool of competition.
Yeah.
On, for all intents and purposes, the WWEC show. They were drawing more in ratings on NXT than some matches were and some segments were on Raw.
They were drawing so well that they took Toxic Attraction when Nikki Lyons got hurt, wouldn't take her vaccine shot and wasn't allowed in Canada. First two that they reached down for was Toxic Attraction, and
pulled them right
them
up.
reaching down for Toxic Attraction only points to the fact that Mandy Rose was busting her tail in NXT as Women's Champion. And here's the deal. Now that she's no longer in WWE or whatever happens to her from
whatever
here
her
on
current situation is.
I think that she'll be fine anywhere she goes.
Agreed.
Mandy Rose doesn't need to put on another pair of tights. I mean, she made $500,000
from her personal content website in over a week.
In over a week since she's been released from the WWE.
In under a week.
The WWE did her a favor.
Yeah, she's going to make more money. She's going to get more interest. The Stardom Shimmer crossover startup is already advertising the possibility of wanting to reach out to her, Sasha Banks, and Asioka, or whatever her name was, the other major Japanese women's star.
Yeah.
For the three of them to be the head of that promotion.
Which would be fantastic.
Mandy Rose has options in the wrestling business, but also she's going to go someplace where she can still do what she wants to do, and she's not going to lose any money off it.
Right.
And outside of that, her drawing capability, her matches all year long, and her reverence. If this had happened to anybody else, if this release had occurred with any other talent in NXT that you can name, it would not have had the effect that it did with fans.
Right.
But fans themselves were like, you're taking this person who is incredible and getting rid of them for nothing, essentially. So for that reason, Mandy Rose is our 2022 female superstar of the year.
Yeah, Mandy Rose, it's hard to argue. Like I said, we come close to naming it Jade.
It was an honorable mention goes to Jade Cargill.
100%.
She, too, has defended the TBS title every single week on AEW, whether it be Dynamite or Rampage, has been featured prominently. She's undefeated. She's still the inaugural TBS champion because no one can beat her. She's being used on TV well. She's right now engaged in a feud with Lil Bow Wow. Of all things, she's got media crossover capability, and she was the obvious number 2 choice.
Yes. 100% she was up at the top.
Yeah, so honorable mention goes.
Like I said, as we were getting ready to go into the show, it was Jade and was changed at the very last moment.
Yeah. And it was still the one that we talked about the most of the days.
Yeah. No. Who we got next? What we got next?
Next, I believe, will be Hall of Fame.
Yes.
So there are 2 current members of the Pro Wrestling Throwdown Hall of Fame. The first inductee was Brody Lee of the Dark Order after his tragic passing in AEW. The second was Betty White.
Yes.
Because by God, she made it to 100 years old. She was involved in wrestling at one point in time, believe it or not. And
she was also general manager of Raw.
And she's also the Queen of America. If America had a queen, it was Betty White.
And if
an argument could also be made for Dolly Parton.
If she
had
a dick,
this is where she would tell you to suck it.
Yeah.
So we were thinking about who had a genuine impact in wrestling this year that wasn't post-mortem. Wasn't someone that we tossed around the idea of putting McMahon in our Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
We did, for all of his contributions, even though he's a terrible human being. There were several other names and several other legends that came up, but this is where we settled on the following guy, Great Muta.
Yes.
If you're not familiar with old wrestling in WCW or familiar with anything in Japanese wrestling, Great Muta was at one time the biggest name in professional wrestling.
His name still carries weight.
It does. He was the booker and promoter for NJPW. He was the booker and promoter for AJPW. He's a shareholder for NJPW. He also was a booker and promoter for Pro Wrestling Noah. He's a former IWGP World Champion multiple times over. He's a former WCW Light Heavyweight Champion. Was one of the first Japanese wrestlers to be featured on Turner's WCW. And prior to that, negotiated a number of deals between the NWA and Japan.
Not only mentioned, he's on the short list of greatest opponents for not only Ric Flair, but Sting. Sting and Muta.
Inoki and Muta.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
numerous.
And the reason he's going into the Hall of Fame this year is because he's on his retirement tour. It's also worth mentioning that he is the reason that the WWE first broke their forbidden door rule.
Yeah.
Before they started engaging with any other companies, when they found out that Muta was on his retirement tour, the WWE immediately said Shinsuke Nakamura can go and wrestle in Japan where he belongs.
Well, and not only that, this isn't the first time either, because we had Jushin Thunder Liger a couple years back
Against Tyler Breeze.
which was a killer
Which
match.
was also a deal brokered by the Great Muta.
Yeah.
So for that reason, his imminent retirement and his contributions to the wrestling business, the Great Muta enters as the third member of the Pro Wrestling Throwdown Hall of Fame.
Yep, number 3. I had well-deserved. Muta had red light fever.
Yep.
For those of you not in the business
So
that don't understand red light fever, that's when that little red light on the camera goes live and it's on the line. Great Muta felt no pain, no matter how old he was, no matter how beat up he was. When that red light was on, he was the Great Muta. He wasn't anyone else. He wasn't trying to be anybody else. He wrestled in his old age, he was still doing back handsprings and shit.
Yep.
When those lights were on, and then when those lights were off, he would walk around.
Keep in mind, the motherfucker's pushing 70.
Yeah.
I think he's in his 70s now.
I think he's pushing 80.
Yeah. So, congratulations to Muta.
Yeah, 100%. I'm glad to have you in the list of the other two great people sitting in our Hall of Fame.
And that brings us, I believe, to our final award of the night. The Male Superstar of the Year, 2022. And yes, I know it's sexist. I apologize. Men make more money in wrestling. We've had this discussion. I'm sorry. Just the idea that, why couldn't a woman be the last award of the night?
Well, here's the deal. I also said earlier
Men
for the champion of the year that it wasn't just a men's thing.
Not.
All champions were looked at. Which, if you wanted to go back to that, you could say several good things about.
We just sat here and talked about how great Mandy Rose is.
Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
Bailey, Becky Lynch, they're all fantastic.
Yeah. However, Male Superstar of the Year of 2022, this was not even a discussion. We put this guy over for the entire year on this show. Every single week talks about how he is basically carrying the WWE on his shoulders.
As a matter of fact, last year when we did this show, this Pro Wrestling Throwdown was just as Johnny Knoxville had announced his entry into the Royal Rumble. So it started a year ago around this time.
Yeah. And our major award at the end goes to
Sami Zayn.
Without
a question.
Dude's been the most entertaining thing in wrestling.
He really has.
How can you argue with it?
He not only made Roman Reigns seem like human, he's made the godlike Roman Reigns seem human.
Yeah.
With the laughing side and all this, he's been able to throw out fantastic matches.
Yeah.
And over the last year on SmackDown, ever since he's been honorary Uce, he's been in main event after main event. He was the star of War Games.
He's also got the best writing, the best segments, the best delivery of those segments.
Yeah,
he's doing the most road shows right now. He's on every program. He's the number one guy.
He really is.
The fact that he's not NXT World Champion, just doing that on a one-off on Wednesday. If that were to happen, I believe it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
He's literally carrying the company.
Well, and Sami Zayn is a former NXT Heavyweight Champion.
Yes, he is.
So. Sami Zayn by far is the best thing on SmackDown right now.
And Raw.
He's the most entertaining person on TV.
Yeah, he's number one. He's number one.
And that is why
he's number 4. That is why we have nominated and graciously. I just messed myself up. I was gonna say that is why we nominated, and Sami Zayn graciously accepted.
He did.
You know, because we talked to him about it.
All the time.
Clearly we did. Anyway, Sami Zayn is the recipient of the Male Superstar of the Year of the award. I'm having a stroke.
Acknowledge your tribal
Male
gesture.
Superstar of the Year award in 2022.
Was that so hard?
I mean,
Obviously.
you know what, pal?
Hold on, wait a minute. My ears just...
Come to your job and not fucking throw rocks while you're mowing.
Hold on.
So, thank you all for tuning in for the award ceremony.
That's right.
Let us know what you think. You can do that a variety of ways.
That's right.
You can do that either on Facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. You can follow us on Twitter at ProWrestlingTD. You can send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. You can follow us on TikTok at ProWrestlingThrowdown1. And you can also check out StreamLabs.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown, where you can access our
Merch store.
Over at the
Merch store.
You can buy our stuff.
Merch store.
I knew it. I knew it.
Oh, come on. For the people, it's Christmas.
Merch store.
There you go.
Check it out. We got stuff. We got hats. We got notebooks. We got yoga pants. If you have it, we can put our faces on it.
It's true. Caleb might have already. We never know. One never know.
Stuff happens.
Or if
man.
you think they're too ugly, we can just do our logo, you know.
Also that, whatever you want. But yes, if you go to the merch, it's not very helpful to play. If you go to the merch store, any dollar you spend and any dollar you donate gets entered into a drawing for a free piece of merchandise at the end of the month. This month we're doing one of our stickers, right? One of the what are they called? Vinyl stickers. And it comes with a certificate of authenticity that we all will autograph. That way we don't actually autograph your piece of merch. Thank you for all of your purchases, all of your donations. Every dollar you spend goes back into the channel. We don't take a dime of that. We just do that. We use it to buy software, music, stuff that we can make the show look better with. And we thank you very much. Please check it out this holiday season for all of your last-minute Christmas gifts, I guess. That's something, excuse me, we should have been saying this entire time.
Well, here's the deal. There's shirts and stuff.
There are shirts and things.
On streamlabs.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown.
There are.
At the merch store. Merch store. Go there and check it out. They're well-priced items. They're not really, we don't try to break the bank with anything that we put over there.
Yeah, they're decent quality.
They're decent quality from 1,000 different brands. Champion does some stuff with us. There's several different clothing companies that have put forth their stuff, and it's all gravy, so to speak. Speaking of gravy, is it Christmas dinner yet?
Almost. We're getting there.
Getting close.
So before we head out of here, I guess it's time to open up the floor to 5 questions from the fans. We got a little bit of time. We ran slightly early this week, surprisingly. So we'll give you guys a couple of minutes to get some questions together that we can answer, hopefully, respectfully, make them about wrestling.
Please.
I don't need to know who's doing WD-40 like they told us last week. It's a very weird thing.
What woman's in a suitcase this week?
Yeah,
That
it's
was
a weird.
really
That's a
weird.
weird.
That was
That's a weird option.
That was really weird, actually. It was kind of scary.
I mean,
why would you put a woman in a bag with WD-40 and light it on fire? Why would you do that?
That.
Or was that 2 different stories?
That was several different stories.
You know what? Might have been Criminal Minds. My bad.
Oh yeah, you're a Criminal Minds guy, aren't you?
Fan.
I remember when I disliked good TV. You're a David Tennant fan. I don't want to hear it.
Merch store.
You gotta admit right now, in front of God and everybody, that as much as you hate David Tennant, as much as you hate him,
I don't hate
at least it's not Tiny Alaskan House Hunters anymore. What?
Somebody ask a question for me. We're waiting for them to ask a question. While we wait for them, I'm also going to pee again.
Also, you use the comment. These ears don't really pick up real well, so you'll have to leave it in the comments. Old man River here.
Shut your fucking yap.
If he falls off,
I'm not gonna.
I'm gonna laugh.
I'm gonna.
Don't worry, I can move it. I can move it. We'll find him.
We'll find him on the ground.
Yeah,
we can do that.
Yeah, if he falls.
Hey, question: while he's gone,
what's that?
Is there any way that we can get like a graphic of like Max's face doing the like this, so every time he drops an F word, we can like throw it up on the screen over his mouth and Max going,
Oh,
it would be great.
That would be great.
In these ears. Yeah, in these ears. That'd be fantastic.
I'm down.
What he can? I mean, we can institute that, right?
Yeah, I'm sure we could.
Hey, here's another idea. Since he doesn't get to see much of the camera, we could always put his phone number across the, like a crawl across the bottom of the screen. That would be hilarious. Would it not?
Yes.
I mean, it wouldn't take much. 618.
Yeah.
You know, some other numbers, but we could do that. We could totally do that.
Yeah.
And then we could go do other stuff.
867.
555.
But remember, we just put his number right across the bottom of the screen. Hey, how's it going, brother? What you doing?
I hate you both.
Hey, you know what? I was sitting here just thinking.
Well, we both know
You
that's
didn't wash your hands.
Yes, I fucking did. Don't you start with me.
We got a question.
You two could tag team in WWE or AEW. Who would it be and why? If you and I were a tag team, whoever's going to move the slowest.
I want the Usos. I want the Usos.
I mean, if I had my choice,
Here's the
obviously, I'd
deal:
say
if I'm gonna be beat up and sore for the next 6 months, I want it to be the Universal Undisputed Tag Team Champions.
I also wouldn't mind slapping Nick Jackson in his fucking mouth.
Also, I mean, we could always team up against two people. I don't know, maybe the quality of Jock Kennedy and Anakin Murphy would be pretty fun.
I'd fight Jock and Anakin. I'd fight Jock and Anakin all fucking day.
All you'd have to do is hit him.
Well, I mean,
Hold on.
Can we do the seats fit at the children's table? Is that how that works?
Now they work for. That's a rib, boys. You know we love you. I'm sorry, that's a rib, y'all. We know you love. You know we love you. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'd love to make money.
Yeah, I'll fight anybody you want. If you fucking pay me to do it.
Just saying.
I'm not opposed to making money. For
Hey, we'll wrestle each other in the backyard over a shrimp cocktail prices, right?
Well, I won't.
Yeah, you will.
Because I'm allergic.
Well, that's okay. You just let me win.
Never gonna happen. Never on your life. All right, that's one
If
question.
it's
for the
shrimp cocktails on your life.
That's right, motherfucker.
That's fair.
If things start smelling shrimpy, it's because I put them in your shoes and pre-warm the match. Make you all soft and spongy.
I don't like you saying things start smelling trippy. I don't know why. Something about that hurts.
I like cutting your jib, pal.
Well, first of all, my jib has been
Cut enough.
expertly cut.
The decider.
Just sawing right out.
So, is there any other questions out there?
I'm certain there have to be.
The
Please,
wrestling
for the love
land.
of God. Come
If
on,
not, we
baby.
can sacrifice Max to the God of Thunder or something.
Well,
Dale Torborg, you know him as the Kiss Demon.
is Dale Torborg the
Did
God
you
of
know-
Thunder now?
Did you know that Kevin Thorne sells real estate?
I think I did know.
Mordecai sells real estate. Can you imagine
No Mordecai.
going and buying a new house and be Mordecai step out? Because
How do
here's
you-
the thing: I'm weird, and I'm a wrestling
Uh-huh.
encyclopedia. I would be like, "Is that fucking Mordecai?" And no one would know what I was talking about.
I just love, like, when it comes to Mordecai specifically, they hire the guy and they give him a gimmick that is going to be gold. You're the antithesis to The Undertaker. You're going to work with the top guy in the company right out of the fucking gate. You're going to make lots of money. Don't fuck it up.
And what'd he do?
Fucked it up.
Taker went. No.
No, it's not. You had 2 live matches on TV and Taker went.
Can't you just bring Kane back? Take his mask off or
Taker's like,
something?
what's the Great Khali doing?
I could get a couple moves out of Great Khali.
Is Big Show on
Which is
Raw?
sad because he didn't want to work Mordecai, but he dropped the title to the Great Khali. What kind of shit is that?
I mean,
What kind of shit is that?
there's enough money
Great Khali's
to
only world heavyweight title win was because he beat The Undertaker.
right, but if the money comes knocking and says, "Hey, you do this,"
Well, he
You go
probably
for the money.
The Undertaker. Thanks. It
Mordecai.
wasn't the giant Gonzalez or nothing, which is like the most racist name you could give a Mexican athlete. The Great Gonzalez. It's messed up, man. His name ain't Gonzalez.
I don't know. Changing Chavo Guerrero's name to Corbin White
Kerwin
White.
Yeah.
is awfully fucking racist.
So you know what they say? I'm not saying it because they said it on
It's
TV.
not right. It's not right. I know
Don't get
that's
thrown
what he
off.
said.
Don't get thrown off.
That's what he said. It's just a quote. One that we obviously disagree with.
God clearly disagreed as well because we've seen how quick that
You
was.
took a member of the Guerrero family, the most prominent dynasty in Mexican wrestling history, and said, you know what we're going to do? We're gonna make you a white middle-aged golfer.
Here's the deal. The best part of that whole situation is that took place like 8 months after Eddie Guerrero's mom suffered a heart attack.
Yeah.
When JBL went to the Mexican border and was fighting Mexicans at the border when he fought Eddie, and then they turned his cousin or his nephew into Kerwin White.
I forgot that JBL did the border patrol gimmick.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
We'll see who won.
I mean, JBL's back.
Yeah.
Chavo's doing TV.
Chavo went on there, and it was such a depressing thing. Well, we know what happened after that. I'm not going to say it because I'm not being hated on the internet for all my life. We're just going to sit here and say Chavo caused everything. I didn't say anything that I didn't say. Don't put words in my mouth. If I'm talking about Pepe the Stick Horse, there's something wrong with you. Where was I? We have another question out there? Somebody? Anybody?
You are a horrible person.
Mm.
No, you're right.
we made a good tag team. Why did we tag team win? Because you wanted my WrestleMania spot? No, that might be it.
I was just going to say because one of us got old. We're still undefeated, baby. It's all good.
That's true. We are undefeated. And you know what? I think we'd stay undefeated with these cool-ass ears. Look at the rest of it.
Fuck you. All right. We're going to give you guys until the 1 minute and 50-second mark or so to produce another question. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Please, first and foremost, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday. Be safe during the inclement weather. Be sure to check us out over on Facebook at facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Also, join the Facebook group that Max runs, the Pro Wrestling Throwdown group. Follow us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. You can send us an email at prowrestlingthrowdown@gmail.com. You can follow us, on TikTok at Pro Wrestling Throwdown 1. You can also check out streamlabs.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown where you can access the merch store.
Merch store!
I have to yell at this time.
All right.
You guys can find various
Merch.
items for purchase there from us.
Merch store.
Idiots.
You started it.
Well,
Merch store.
not the merch store. Not the mama, not the mama, not the
Merry
mama.
Christmas to you too, Wolfie.
Yes, sir. We've got about 3 more minutes and then we're killing it. So we're going to wait. We're going to wait patiently.
Merch store. See?
Mm-hmm.
They know the deal. I'm going to get a shirt on the merch store that just says merch store.
I can do that.
Can I have my Too Many F shirt?
We're working on
I'm
it.
working on that as well.
And go fuck yourself. That should have gotten honorable mention. Next year's awards, we're going to get the shittiest comment.
Do you think Chuck Taylor will win for the 4th year in a row?
If I have anything to say about it, considering it's my award, he will. Because he's earned it.
He has.
He worked really hard.
He really did. He busted his ass every day on TV.
Okay, just,
Being the best Chuck Taylor
I'm
that
not
he could
even
possibly be.
anti-Chuck Taylor.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You just don't like it. It's not because he's the worst person. It's because he sucks.
And they saddle it with Beretta, and Beretta's really good.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's Pockets.
Pockets.
Old Pockets.
Oh, I'd get one of those. See? Already merch call for that. I think it's pretty safe to say that we're not going to get another question.
Well, either way, because we're on a lag, we're going to wait till the 1 minute.
Well, you know what?
It's 2 more.
Right.
It's 2 more minutes. If we can't vamp for 2 fucking minutes, we're doing a bad job at being social media people.
That's true.
See? Thank you.
That's true. You're right. I stand corrected. I apologize. Your mama. You leave me be.
So you want to talk about mothers? One of the unfortunate side effects of our friendship being as long as it is that we stopped actually having conversations.
We do from time to time.
It's not a real thing anymore.
Fire breathing dragon.
It's just... Idiot.
I did that one time with a pizza or a tater tot burned the roof of my mouth.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I'm fire breathing dragon. It was great. His steam coming out. You should have been there.
Oh, I wish I was. I may have been preoccupied.
Not anymore. That's what you get. Fall in the glory of my ears.
You almost hit him with your balls.
I'm at a loss for words. Which doesn't happen often. 45 seconds, God. Please.
Here, chew on my ear. There's somebody in the world that would like to see that. Go ahead.
No. They gotta,
Hey, it's for clicks, man.
they gotta go to my. They gotta go to my other website.
Well, thank you. This is a very great
Taste it.
hat. He won't admit that it's great.
It's not.
It's a great hat.
I've seen better.
You just need you and your Matt Smith loving ass.
Bite it and taste the Yoda.
Go ahead.
I feel like Yoda
Yeah,
would
Yoda.
just taste like a sticky swamp frog.
Suck on my ear.
How do you know you don't like that taste?
Yeah, have you had Yoda in your mouth before? I don't wear this hat anymore. No, you ruined my Christmas hat. I don't wear it anymore.
All right, thank you all for tuning in. This
You
show,
wish you had signed Garth R. too.
this show has been one for the books. So we
Yes.
will be back regular time next Sunday, December 1st. I'm sorry, January 1st.
It will be if it's December 1st. We
It will
unlock the
it'll
time
be
travel.
our first show of 2023.
Yes.
So be sure to check that out. 7:15 normal start time. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
Check out the social medias from us to you, please.
Wait a minute. I have a Baby Yoda beanie that has his ears out. See, I'm not the only one that likes the ears. Told you. Just put your mouth.
All right.
Come on,
Well,
man.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays,
dude,
and
don't
from
do
us
that.
to you,
Now, let me
Let's start.
keep it
keep
right.
it in the ring.
Let me-
Get your
just put my
goddamn
ear in your
dirty
mouth.
Yoda ear.
Put my ear in your mouth.